I got my hands on Super Fantasy Brawl recently by Mythic Games. Today I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought of it right after this. Hey everyone, Sam here from the Tabletop Hub, your one-stop shop for all things tabletop. And when I was at UK Games Expo this year, I was chatting with Az from Mythic Games, who are a company of super passionate game creators. Now they've made titles like Joan of Arc, which just shipped recently, Solomon Kane, and more recently Rightbusters, which is a game that I actually backed on Kickstarter. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it ships in like 2 months. I think in August, maybe? Can't wait. But basically I had seen that Mythic were working on this new game called Super Fantasy Brawl. Now it looked really colourful, it had a very distinct style, and it had some pretty cool looking miniatures. And while we were chatting, Az kind of nudged me and said, well, Sam, how would you like to have a wee game of it? To which I was like, of course I would like a game of this, Az. Yes, please, take me to it right now. Now, Super Fantasy Brawl has been described by some as being a tabletop MOBA game. It's totally not. Take that MOBA word, throw it out the window. It is a tactical tabletop combat arena game, a TTCA, which is something I have just completely made up right there now. You see, where traditionally in a MOBA game the impetus is on players to claim and control lanes on the game map in order to control the flow of play, Super Fantasy Brawl gives you an open, almost gladiatorial arena to just go ham in. In the game, players choose 3 heroes to pit against each other. The aim of the game is to collect victory points, and you do this by either killing an enemy hero or completing an objective, which can come in a variety of difficulties. Now these can be anything from killing an enemy hero to controlling the enemy spawn to having the most heroes on a specific area of the arena. They add variety and keep you on your toes as you play. What's equally cool is that when a hero dies, it isn't just out of the game full stop. They can be respawned, or I guess be resummoned, if a player uses one of their actions to do so on their next turn. The biggest thing that I love about Super Fantasy Brawl is that it's easy to learn but has scope for players to really delve into some really in-depth strategical play. You see, each hero has different strengths. Some are masters of long-range combat, some are real tanks who excel at claiming an area of the board and just go full Gandalf by not letting any enemy pass. And you can only get 3 actions per turn, and as you play the game, more and more you begin to find yourself coming alive at the different strategies and action combinations that you could possibly carry out in order to gain the upper hand on your opponent. This is what I love about Super Fantasy Brawl, and it's equally why I can see this as being a really great game for the competitive tabletop scene. Now, I wish I could show you a playthrough of the game so that you could see how easy it is to understand, but UK Games Expo was utterly insane, and I was honestly just too engrossed in just playing the game, which is, I guess, a good thing, I guess. Now, one of the really cool mechanics that I heard mentioned that could be included in the competitive scene is drafting. So in Super Fantasy Brawl, every player will have the same roster of heroes to choose from, and on launch, that list is going to be pretty manageable. Players are going to be able to put together really interesting combinations of characters to fit their playstyle, and if there is an opportunity to veto an enemy hero that your opponent has during the drafting stage, it really encourages players to become acquainted with numerous heroes and how they play so that that veto doesn't completely cripple their strategies on the game board. Another thing I really like about the game is that it is all card based, and this was a real relief to me because the dice gods just completely hate me. Combat is resolved via cards, and attack cards will say how much damage it does, and you simply resolve that using the character card of the enemy hero. It's really, really simple. It keeps the flow of gameplay going, which is so important in a game like this. And speaking of flow, I don't think the demo game I played lasted longer than 30 minutes, and that was with a lot of chatting from me as I drooled basically all over the game board how good it was, but I'm sure Az or the Mythic guys will keep me right in that. It could have lasted for like an hour, I don't know. Now when you're playing the game, you'll find the first couple of turns you'll take your time as you suss out the other player and equally become acquainted with the game, but after that the turns really begin to speed up and you will find yourself fitting into that estimated 30 to 40 minute playtime. All in all, I really love what I've played and seen of this game so far, and it's definitely one I'm going to be adding to my collection. Now, Mythic have said that this is going to be their first sort of retail-focused game. There will be a short Kickstarter campaign which starts on the 25th, where you can get your hands on the game, but their aim is that the core set will release to retail too, and then over time they'll add new heroes. And it equally could be cool if they release new arena boards over time too. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. So keep your eyes peeled for this one. It gets a massive thumbs up from me, and I'll do my best to give you a Kickstarter highlights video when it does launch to give you a rundown of everything they're showcasing. But folks, that is all there is for today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day here on my channel. I really appreciate it. If you want to be kept up to date with when new videos go live, do feel free to hit the subscribe button. But in the meantime, I hope you're all having a great week. I will, of course, speak to you all soon.